Like to call this meeting to order, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please, when you're ready.
All right. Mayor Patterson?
Here.
Ms. Beaupre?
Here.
Ms. Hefner? Mr. Richmond?
Here.
Mr. Engard?
Here.
Mr. Bozak?
Here.
Mr. Sweat?
Here. I entertain a motion to appoint an interim president of council.
So we have to excuse Dee first?
Oh, yeah, we better excuse the other
I
side.
make a motion
Oh,
to excuse
gosh.
Dee Hefner.
I second the motion.
There's a motion and a second to excuse D. Vote when ready, please.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr.
Oh,
Richmond?
boy.
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Sweat?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Now I make a motion to appoint Dave Richmond interim
Oh, we're gonna have fun.
council president.
There's a motion. Is there a second for Mr. Richmond? Vote when ready, please.
Mr. Richmond?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Sweat?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Thank you. I apologize on the delay of the minutes. Do we want to postpone those approval till next meeting, or has everybody got a chance to review them? They come out a little late.
Oh, they were fine.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the March 10th, 2026 regular council meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Is there any additions or corrections to those minutes? Any discussion? Vote when ready, please, Mason.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Sweat?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I would like to, before we get to public participation, I'd like to welcome Mr. Aaron Martz from American Structure Point, and you have the floor, Mr. Martz.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You're welcome.
Yes, Aaron Munz with American Structure Point. Recently, our firm, which we're an architecture engineering firm, we also do planning, economic development, actually 11 different service lines of our company. We recently submitted on a statement of qualifications to the village for various engineering services, one of which was our expertise in railroad. And been working with Josh and Mason on a potential quiet zone moving forward here in the community, at least an initial study. With that, Josh wanted me to come and talk with you all because of the experience that the firm has with quiet zones, also my own. Previously, I was mayor in the city of Tiffin, Ohio for 3 terms, where we implemented a quiet zone across the entire community. From east to west, the entire city was instituted as a quiet zone with no train whistles. That was done just before COVID. Since then, we have not had any accidents related to it. In fact, it's made the community safer. If you look at the national threat threshold the Federal Rail Authority puts out, there are standards you have to meet in order to obtain a quiet zone in a community. There are a lot of different methods that you can go forward with, which is why the study will indicate what has to be done in the community to implement a quiet zone. Not here tonight to discuss numbers or anything yet, because it's on the statement of quals. We anticipate that would be under the $50,000 threshold for the statement of quals, but at the same time, we'll have to do our due diligence on that part. So things that you would look for in a quiet zone in a community, in many cases, it's quad gates so that no one can get around the crossing. So you currently have your single gate that goes out that still allows for someone to drive around the crossing and unfortunately have an accident. The quad gates coming down essentially make it that the only way that someone then could enter that crossing would be if they took the gates themselves out, which obviously a single gate or anything is not going to stop them at that point. Another method is a median that can be placed. It doesn't have to be anything substantial. In Tiffin, we did those with essentially just plastic arms that came up that you see that they divide roadways with. That was easy because they're very cheap in case they are struck, or semi-trucks especially will have issues occasionally navigating those. Other things that may have to be done would be curb cuts, for example. If you have an area where you could potentially exit a street, an alley, a private parking lot, to where that exit was on top of the crossing, essentially to where you could then get around the crossings, you may be required to put in some sort of a curb so that it inhibits traffic from coming in and out, free flowing through the crossing. Depending on the amount of foot traffic, there could be required pedestrian gates, which we, I'll be honest, kind of chuckle at in the Tiffin community because you can just walk next door and get around, but in some cases those are required depending on pedestrian foot count. At the end of the day, a lot of it will be determined on what kind of grant and loan money could be available from Ohio Rail Development Commission or the Federal Rail Authority. In Tiffin, for example, we worked with both of our universities, which were located along the railroad tracks. They both contributed funds. We had a couple of private foundations and private businesses that contributed funds. Ohio Rail Development Commission contributed funds, as well as CSX. And at the end of the day, that project was about $4.5 million. However, a good portion of that was not in relation to the quiet zone. It was some cleanup that the railroad and Ohio Rail Development Commission did along the railroad corridor, but it was all tied into that project. Way too early to say how much this will cost, but from the study, that would indicate approximately what you would see cost-wise for this. There are grants out there, there are loans, which our company, we have a full-time grant writer that will take care of all of those necessary applications, and then the ancillary paperwork if and when a grant was successfully obtained. I will say what is nice with quiet zones, if you do all the work, it's a pretty easy formula to calculate whether or not you will meet the federal standards for a quiet zone. If you meet those standards, unless there is some sort of a very high-level extenuating circumstance, such as military usage, that sort of thing, you will obtain the quiet zone. CSX in Tiffin was thrilled to have us implement the quiet zone because it increased the safety significantly along the railroad tracks, so they were actually a partner of ours. They enjoyed seeing that. So I think that's a good sign for you all as well. So, in fact, last Friday I had a call with Matt Dietrich, who is the head of the Ohio Rail Development Commission. He was excited to hear about this. He said that he worked years ago with the village at one point. You all looked at a potential quiet zone, maybe some railroad crossings at that time. I know you did close a few of them. So he was thrilled to hear that you all have interest in this again, and he's willing to come up at future points and assist with things. So, yeah, so great guy. He was great to work with in Tiffin, and I think you all would enjoy that. You may know him, Mayor. He thought he remembered you from years ago.
His name sounds familiar.
Yep, tall, middle-aged guy. So, yeah, he thought he remembered your name from back in the day. So, yeah, but he's excited to be a partner with this as well and see what they can help bring to the table. At the end of the day, it's not only about ending train horns, which we heard from numerous restaurants and universities, from people who live across the tracks. I know one of my favorite stories, I had an older couple that came up. They were retired. They had lived in their old historic home along the railroad tracks for probably 40-plus years. They came up to us and thanked us at a council meeting because they said for the first time since they've lived there, they've been able to enjoy their patio and sit outside because they lived about 3 doors down from the tracks in a very beautiful old historic brick home. And it just thrilled them to be able to sit out there. But we heard from our restaurants that they noticed a significant increase in people actually willing to sit out on their patios, do outdoor dining. And what was really great is we had a concert venue site downtown, which was really very close to the railroad tracks. The sound would travel right up the river because we had the bridge crossing over the river on the railroad, and the sound just traveled right up there. And even with loud acts playing on stage, the train whistles would be overwhelming at times.
Right.
In Tiffin, we didn't have a large facility like you all do right out here. We averaged a train horn every 3.5 minutes. So you probably average them even more here in this community. You probably, like me, growing up here most of your lives, don't realize them because you kind of become a little tone deaf to the sound of the horns until you're right on top of them or you're outdoor in an activity. So we're excited to partner with the village and submit this proposal to move forward with what essentially is a study to figure out cost, process, et cetera. So, Josh, Mayor, I don't know if you had any questions, additional comments.
Aaron, we should expect you guys to come in and kind of just do like a survey or of what you guys might deem necessary in order that we would qualify.
Yes.
That should qualify, and then you guys would then say, okay, here's the work that's going to need to go into that. here's the fee proposal.
Yes,
that
that is correct.
Probably.
Yep, so
right.
basically an inventory of what is existing, what you will need to do, and then a ballpark cost, so at least you know when applying for grants, whether they're state, federal, or private foundations, you'll know at least what to ask for at that point. Because right now, I think, looking at things, we have no idea on figures.
Right.
It could be anywhere from $1.5 million to $3 million, probably, looking at our cost in Tiffin versus what you have here. But
Sure.
I'm not an engineer. I work with our development group and do economic development and whatnot, so.
Yeah, wonderful, thank you for that. Any other questions?
More just a statement. The grant writer he's referring to assisted us in getting the $1.9 million for the East Broadway sidewalk, so I know, and I've worked with her personally, she is great.
Oh, yeah.
And definitely the results show right there. And as council already knows my opinion on this matter from last week. I think this is very important to community development, safety, and just the overall quality of life in North Baltimore would increase. Property values would increase just because of this simple thing. I think we should definitely pursue it, at least at the very least look at the what is needed to pursue acquiring some going forward.
Anything else? Mr. Marks, thank you so much for taking the time to come and
Yes.
share that with us.
Thank you, thank you.
Looking forward to doing work with you.
Yeah, and if any of you have questions, Josh and Mason have my contact information. Reach out at any time. Happy to schedule an additional call. Come up here. I live just down the road, obviously, right outside of Tiffin. It was like a 35-minute drive, so I'm happy to come back anytime you want me.
Thank you so much.
Yep,
Appreciate
you're
it.
very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You grab that. Thank you. Josh. Or you can grab that.
Oh, that's just
Sign the sheet.
Oh, we do that too. We can do that too. Yeah.
While you're on.
Thanks, John. 1 second.
Thank you. We move on to public participation. Danny Ramos, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I am wonderful. Danny has submitted an events application for the Little League opening day ceremony. It is before you for your consideration. We will be taking action on this today. Was there anything you wanted to share with us, Danny? From what I understand from Josh, we may have changed
Yeah,
the parade route a little bit.
We decided to start on right in front of the old where the old football field used to be on Tar Street, just because the majority of our kids are little and we don't think they can make it from Main Street all the way to the fields. So we decided to start there and then go through the park, like down past the recycling center,
Sure.
through the park, and then to Field 2 where the opening ceremony will be held.
Which one's Field 2? Is that down by?
The old softball field, the
Yeah.
old high school softball.
I gotcha.
Yep.
Thank you.
The one that has the
Yep.
concession stand.
Right there on Taylor Street.
Yep.
Wonderful. Is there anything else you wanted to share with us, Danny, concerning?
We were just wondering, we would like to have like the fire department and the police officers and stuff lead the parade, just so we can, I mean, the kids will enjoy that, I believe, and we'd just like the community to come out and, line in the park area, just so they can kind of support them. And then we're also, having a first throw out, like a pick, like first pitch, so we would like you to be involved in that as well, just so we can have something in the community.
As long as there's no pictures.
No pitching. You can catch, but
No pictures. Yes, of course. I'd be honored, yes. And that's May 9th? That's
Yeah,
a
May 9th, yep.
It's a Saturday, I would assume?
Yep, it's gonna be in the morning at 9 a.m. We're gonna try to start it early just because there's other kids that have the games that day as well, so.
Danny, I will reach out, the chief's out this week,
Okay.
but I will reach out to our fire chief and I will reach out to the police chief to make
Okay.
sure that we have somebody available there.
Sounds great.
Thank
you,
so
I
much.
appreciate it.
Is there any questions for Danny? Thank you. You don't have to stick around, you're more than welcome to.
Okay.
Do we want to make a motion now
See why not?
to allow it? Yeah, I'll entertain a motion to allow the North Baltimore Little League to hold their opening day ceremony. And I would ask that you would approve the all events permit application that is before you.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Are you ready, Mason? Vote when ready, please.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Where are we gonna start? Thank you very much. Danny, I will be in touch with you
Okay.
or
I will.
the administrator will concerning the police department
Fire.
Yes.
and the fire department
Police, fire. I'll talk to you
participating. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Good seeing you.
You too.
Missed that 2 minutes of talking.
Okay, moving
Okay, so-
on. Miss Heilman.
Also made
How are
it.
you doing?
Good.
Great. Miss Heilman, you have the floor.
Okay, well, last year, the Wood County Museum has been doing a Safety Day, which is a huge event in Bowling Green, and they invite all of the fire trucks and EMS trucks and police and different construction vehicles. But last year, they had to cancel in May because they had flooding in the parking lot. So I said, oh, was our community service trucks participating? So we invited them to the Historical Society that day instead and had a safety day at our Historical Society, which worked out really well. So we thought, since we did have a good turnout last year, we would love to do it again. Only this year, we're thinking ahead a little bit more. We'd like to have a few food trucks as well.
And that one is.
And we were thinking.
That would be May 9th.
It is,
also.
yes. We were
Interesting.
thinking 1 to 4, yeah, just worked out that way.
Right.
But hopefully it'll be a beautiful day, and everybody will be out and about.
Very
so.
active day in the village. That would be
Yeah.
wonderful. Is there anything else that you wanted to share with us?
Unless you
Is
have
there-
any questions about it.
Is there any questions for Ms. Heilman about this events permit application that's been submitted?
I'd just like to say, I attended last year, and I thought it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it came together very quickly, and we were very happy with it. So, every year now.
So we want to make a motion?
Yeah, but I got, so you're involved with the North Baltimore Historical Society?
Yes, I just started a year or so ago.
Okay, that's what I'm asking, because I went and visited it a little over a year ago. I
Yeah.
was a member, I need to pay
Yeah.
my dues.
Yes, we would love that, yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
get
and
up on
we're
it.
trying to get some more programming, some more events going.
Perfect.
Collaborating with the library and just on their own, but we're hoping to participate on the 27th
And
and
this should help.
do some other things too.
Wonderful. Okay, yeah, if there's no other questions, is there any other questions for Ms. Heilman? Okay, can I get a motion to approve the all events permit application for the Safety Day event that has been submitted?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Vote when ready, please, Mason.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
And then, what was the other one?
The library.
You're voting that one too? Okay, let's see, Holly's getting on here. That's
I
why-
mentioned that.
She has
Okay.
kindergarten
She said
registration
that's
tonight,
fine.
which is why I'm here, so.
So this one's June, this would be, the request is for June 3rd?
Yeah.
Now, you guys did this, was it the first time last year, the?
We did something similar last year. Last year we did more crafts because the theme was art oriented for summer reading.
Sure.
This year, are you ready? It's Unearth a Story and it's all dinosaurs.
Oh, nice.
So we have booked someone called Jurassic. They have like Jurassic Jeeps and different inflatable dinosaurs. Now, it's not the jumping inflatables
Sure,
for the kids,
sure,
but just different things to do. And we partnered with the Wood County Park District. They're going to do a Slippery Elm Trail ride after our event. So we have a few food trucks set up. So we just thought, because we want kids to ride their bikes, we thought it especially important that we close the street for it.
Sure, sure.
So,
Is there any other questions about this event request? From anybody up there?
and you can bring your dinosaur as long as they're on a leash.
Well, thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the all events permit application for the June 3rd event on the Dino Wheels on Main?
So moved.
I'll second it.
There's a motion and a second. If there's no other discussion or questions, please vote when ready, Mason.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
And I would,
Hey, Cheryl, can
Yes.
you please sign this,
Sure.
permit application? I forgot
Okay.
to do that. Can you get a second?
Absolutely.
and then it looks like we got one more for the June 27th, 150th, 250 celebration for downtown event.
Oh,
Yep.
Is
A
it-
motion to approve.
We need a motion to approve.
I'll make that.
There's a motion to approve the 150, 250 celebration of all events permit application. Did you get that, Lisa? And there's a second. Is there any other discussion? Is there any discussion, questions? Vote when ready, please, Mason.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Did
Yes.
you need a
Ms.
second
Beaupre.
signature, or did Holly already sign that one?
No, you're good with it.
Okay,
We'll sign
good.
these and get them
Okay,
back to you.
perfect.
Thank you very much, Cheryl.
Did
Thank
that
you.
carry? Did that motion carry?
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, all the events are taken care of at this point. Just real quickly, Ms. Seiler, you are here for.
You're just here.
I am.
Yeah.
For
Vacation.
For the vacation
Yes,
of
the
the alley.
vacation of the alley.
The rest of your,
Yep.
The rest, yes,
west
it's gonna,
of-
yeah, oh, yes, yes.
was there anything you wanted to share with us or anything? You
I did.
already addressed us, but.
I did, and neighbor, I talked to her again last week, and she said she was agreeing with all that.
Okay.
And, I actually planted some trees, probably in the area I shouldn't have, in the alley. But I can dig them up, I told her I would, but she said they're fine. I think everything, and we're gonna continue to maintain it and mow it, and the only thing was CSX, but Josh informed me that they're usually pretty hard to get a hold of, and.
Yeah, they're impossible to hold up and they don't care about it.
Picked up their trash yesterday and took me a few minutes. I thought they probably just appreciated
And then that is on the agenda, so you
Okay.
do not have to stick around, but council is the third reading, so they will either take action on it or not, but if they do, Josh will let you know.
And did you have copies of the area?
Yeah, we got it on the
Well,
back,
okay.
yeah.
I thought I turned everything in, but I did bring
Yeah,
some copies if
it's-
needed.
It's right there.
Correct.
You got it, yeah.
And we will,
Okay.
expecting it to be approved today, we will talk tomorrow or
Okay.
sometime this week. It's 30 days since the vote today, until it's actually effective, and you can record it over the county and go from there.
Okay, so I just take the paperwork over to the county if it's approved?
Auditors and then county and recorder, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Did you have any other questions for us?
No.
Or have a wonderful evening. That's it, now, Mason, will you please, moving on.
Thank
any-
you. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Heilman.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Yeah, I think we're talking about the opening right here.
Yeah, I got that. I
You
got
got
that
that?
right here.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Any letters of communications? All right, moving on. Fiscal officer, Matt.
My report was submitted, everything typed out, and pretty much discussed at committee of the whole, so I don't think anything was new there. One thing new since committee of the whole, and it's not new to the body, but we've been talking about jet expansion, and I was talking to Matt Davis, he's the fiscal officer of Henry Township, and just like time to move, you know, they're ready to get the jet expansion, continue to keep it moving, so it needs to be advertised for 30 days. We were able to get that in this past Saturday. So the hearing is scheduled for 4:45 on May 12th. That's our next regular council meeting. If anybody wants to come early to the hearing, you know, that's when it's scheduled for. And it's just another step in this jet expansion. There'll be an ordinance that will be prepared for the regular meeting, assuming that there's no questions come about at the hearing that are concerning, so.
What area is
The jet would be like UPS, and the area to add would be parcels east of the UPS building.
Okay.
They're currently owned by North Point Development. It may be under a different legal name, but regardless, they're part of the process. They had to petition for as one of the steps that's already been done, they had to petition to add these parcels. So, and then, like I said, we had to advertise, and then the goal is to have our first hearing at the next meeting. In the May regular meeting, so. And other than that, I'm looking for any questions on my report.
Thank you, Matt. It's a really good thorough report. I really appreciate it. That helps me out tremendously. So I'm going through there and looking. Is there any questions for the finance officer? Okay, thank you so much, Matt. Moving on. So, final place. EMS chief reached out to me today by text. We had some repairs done on the EMS. I think he shared with us the injectors in the past. Okay, so he got they actually had to replace all 8 injectors, the fuel rails, and all new fuel filters. Well, there's only one fuel filter, but he said new fuel filters. The cost was $7,642.24. We do have that in our budget. Does anybody disagree with Josh going ahead and authorizing him for the expenditure? It's over what he's allowed to as a department head. So as long as there's nobody in disagreement, Josh can go ahead and authorize that. He has the authority to do so. So if there's nobody that objects, or is there any questions on this? Okay, perfect. We'll move on. Please let him know that council is all right with him making that expenditure. So that should be coming your way, Matt. Did you know about that?
Yes, I was aware and took note, and I'm looking right at what's appropriated, and there's money available.
He is home with a migraine. I thought that I did have. He must not have gotten that report. Is there any questions? I'll get with him. Is there any questions that anybody would want me to pass on to the EMS chief, or any concerns? Okay. Yeah, he's got a migraine tonight. He's really, really hurting us. So, thank you. I'll pass that on to him. I actually passed that on to him, and my text failed. I don't know why. To be honest. Moving on to the fire chief report. The report is submitted, and it is in your packet. Is there any questions or any concerns about our fire department? There was a fire run today. Mr. Bozak, I believe you was there.
Yes. Kind of hard not to be.
It was right by your house, wasn't it? I was actually concerned when we come up here that they all went out. Was you on that run, Mr. Ingard? Did you make that one? April said it was all the way on the north end of 2nd Street, and we looked over at your house, and she said, well, who lives down there? Like, she was concerned. I was like, well, you, Mr. Bozak, got down there. It seemed like they got on top of it pretty quick. Nothing.
I'm surprised.
Yeah,
they did a great job.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's what I was hoping that we'd hear, but I didn't even see any smoke.
There was minimal smoke, but I smelled it at least an hour before.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was.
Somebody in the
We
yard.
have a couple people that burn garbage from time to time, and it had a plastic smell. I wrote it off as garbage. I didn't see any smoke.
Well, I'm glad that nobody got hurt. There was no fatalities, and everything worked out. So, is there any questions concerning the fire chief report or anything you'd like me to pass on to the fire chief? Okay, moving on to the police chief. He is currently on vacation. His report is submitted. It's a little different than what we've seen in the past. I'm going to talk to him about that a little bit. It's very thorough.
If you change them from CMI to Central Square, it's a little harder to get the kind of data you were expecting.
Okay, it's just a little bit different. I was going to ask you how you come up with this, but
That's
okay.
exactly how Central Square CMI does.
Perfect, thank you. Is there any questions for our police chief or our acting police chief? With him being out, it would be Sergeant Brocious. Okay.
What does CFS mean on this?
CFS officers? Officers,
Yeah,
yes.
call for
Okay, I knew that.
service. Very good.
Did you want to talk about his request at all? Increasing appropriations? I didn't know you did.
I
He
did.
didn't talk to me
Very
about it, so
confident.
you'll know more about it than me.
Okay, he said on Friday, I told him to make sure we were good.
So you want to share that with what
Yeah,
you know?
so the chief looked into the extended warranties for those lease vehicles. It looks like it's about $4,200 apiece. He's going to make sure that appropriations that are going to be done today.
I'm sorry, is that for additional? Because, right, you get the 3, right? That's what I want to make sure that we're talking about. We're
Each
talking about
police
the additional.
vehicle is $4,200.
Because you get the regular
See it like for
3-year, 36,000. I think is what's traditional. I don't know. I didn't look at it, but
And then also the Dodge Durango has a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty too.
Okay.
So that's everything I've got.
So what he's that one's already, right, that one's already a done deal, correct?
To my pick,
Yeah, we've already got that. So what he's asking, and we talked about it a little bit when we made these purchases, to possibly move them up to ask for an extended warranty. Looks like it's gonna be, is that $4,200 for each vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Each vehicle is $41.99. Police vehicle extended warranties are much more expensive because of the wear and tear on them. It says a $100 deductible per use. It is good for 5 years or up to $75,000. Does this sound like a good deal to everybody, or does it sound a little?
So it's really for 2 years?
For 2 years.
Because they double charge you always on those
Yep.
extended
You're gonna
warranties.
get the first, yeah, because we already got the first 3,
So
correct?
2,000 a year roughly?
Yeah.
Every time we send one of these Tahoes in for repair, it's way more than $2,000.
That's very good. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it just depends on what's all covered. If everything's covered, probably a good price for us.
Yeah, for 76,000 miles, I mean, that's,
How long do we, what's our normal life cycle on our cruisers? How long do we
I've
keep
never
them?
looked at the, sorry, go ahead.
How long do we keep them normally?
Usually until the wheels fall off. That's not what we used to do,
Yeah.
right? We used to be on a very good cycle.
Yeah.
How we ended up getting off that cycle, I don't know. I would like to try to get back on something like that, but like he said, the vehicles that we currently have, they're nickel and diming us, they only have 60,000 miles on them, so.
You ever looked into leasing?
Yeah, he didn't like it would've cost it, we talked about it, he did, and I think he said it was gonna cost us like $10,000 more. Is that, am I right in saying that?
I've
Yeah.
never talked to them about that.
Yeah, he just shared that with us, the leasing.
I guess not done.
The leasing
I'm not saying that.
was more of a loan.
Yeah,
That's what
but-
that leasing program, or was a loan.
With
They-
the, go ahead.
That's what that program was. It wasn't like leasing something where you don't keep it, you know, it was leasing like you pay interest on it. So essentially, that lease was a loan.
Yep, and what he shared with us was after the whole thing, you could buy it, almost positive is what he shared with us, and then the percentage, what we was gonna pay was gonna be about $10,000 over what we were paying here for each vehicle, for the life of leasing it. That's why we said, well, the money's already in there, why don't we just outright buy them, see what we can do about getting on them. So, are we okay with him moving forward with these,
Do you know, Mayor, as like your thoughts, like we swap out vehicles every 5 years?
So what we used to do, Mr. Sweat, was we had 3 vehicles. One got replaced every 2 years. So every 6 years, that vehicle was getting replaced. So
Okay.
and what it was $15,000 every year was in. Now this is back when there was, so this was a long time ago. This is when Mr. Jerry Perry was our police chief, and I was like, why are we swapping them out? So well, it makes sense, right? I didn't know we was. Once I got educated on it, we had 3 got swapped out every 6. One was getting swapped out every 6 years. So it was about $30,000 to $35,000 we was paying for a vehicle. So we was putting $15,000 back every year. Every 2 years we was replacing one of them. That's the rotation that we was on, and that was probably 15 years ago.
I just ask because I think the extended warranty is a good idea. I just don't think we want to have a lot of time with these things off warranty, because we all know what's going to happen, right? That 6 year, we're going to get drilled with some major thing that's not covered.
So if there's any way that I think what you're saying, Mr. Sweat, is
Like five.
hopefully by the time that we run out of our warranty, we are ready to replace that vehicle? Is that what I'm almost?
Yeah, and we're kind of in a bad situation to your thought, because we're having to buy 2 at once
Yes,
instead of.
and that's what we did last time
Yeah.
too. So what we
Yeah.
did was we put the money back. We just never pulled the trigger to buy one like last year.
Yeah.
Right, the money was there. We didn't just allocate or appropriate $100,000. We allowed that capital to grow.
Yeah.
And that's why I use the term to let the wheels fall off. You're just waiting until it's nickel and diming us and then pull the trigger. I don't think that's a very good practice, in my opinion, because Matt could probably go back and very simply over the last 3 years pull up what we paid in service fees and maintenance costs, and it's a bad practice. So I think we can get a little better at that. So But as far as the extended warranty, are we interested in allowing them to go ahead with that? Does anybody disagree with? Well, so do I. Okay, so we will move forward with that then. Thank you. That's within your spending threshold? Well, it's actually within his $5,000, right? I'm almost positive that it is by our policy. So he's okay with it.
Yeah, as long as it's appropriate.
Yep, as long
But
as.
it will be.
And Matt, did we get that appropriated or is that?
Yeah, it's on the sheet.
He's aware.
The extended,
Yeah, it's under exhibit, where is it? That's the last one under the general fund. Everybody get the exhibit in their packet, it's part of that.
Yeah, right here, supplemental, 2026-10 exhibit.
It's the third one from the bottom, increased appropriation for police car extended warranties. I had looked at what Brian paid for when he bought the 2 Ford trucks. Oh, I don't know, it might have been the end of 2024. So I had actually took a guess of 8,500 and it came in at 8,400, so luckily I already had the money on there, so.
All right, perfect. Okay, so it's already, it is, well, if we approve this ordinance tonight, that,
Yeah.
then he can go forward with it.
Ordinance number 10.
Yep. Because it will need to be passed as an emergency to proceed. Is there anything else for the police chief? Any questions? Moving on. Utility director, is there any questions for our utility director? Any questions you want to pass on to Mr. Roberts? Okay, moving on. Department of Public Works Superintendent, we did get a resignation letter from Mr. Jesus that works down there, one of our employees. He got a better job, pays more, so he's gonna move on. He gave us his 2 weeks notice for the policy, gave us a written resignation, so he's followed everything. We really appreciate that. He has been a very, very good worker for us down there, so we're gonna miss Jesus. With that being said, can I please get a motion to authorize our administrator to advertise for the open public works position?
Yeah, I'll make that motion, Dan.
Labor's position. Sorry about that, Mason.
Oh, you're fine. I got it.
I have it right, it's 1753, and 6 months, it'd be 1803.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yes, thank you.
Confirm.
Yep. But we'll approve all that. You're just asking what we're gonna advertise as, and then we'll approve it once we hire. Because if somebody comes in, I apologize for the discussion. Sometimes we get people that comes in that we may offer them more money depending on the expertise.
Of course,
they have.
of course.
Okay, is there any other discussion on this? Vote when ready, please, Mason.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Thank you. Village administrator report.
Okay. East Broadway reconstruction, Hoeing Brink has completed installation, they're going to complete installation of concrete collars Friday. I wrote this on Thursday, but we had a lot of rain. So we will be doing the collars on Friday, and then striping and other various minor punch list items will be taken care of after that. Depending on weather, of course, a lot of rain. East Broadway sidewalk, ODOT is advertising for letters of interest from design firms. Submissions are due April 27th at 4:30 p.m. Upon receipt, the village will complete their selection process, and the construction is anticipated for 2029. I expect an emergency resolution for our May meeting. This emergency resolution will authorize me to sign the LPA agreement, accept federal funding, but also approve professional services for the to-be-determined firm. The April 27th deadline is for those firms. I will be approving whoever is the best firm, lowest and best firm that is negotiated with, all at the same time with one resolution. So that's why we're doing it all once and then later. Main Street Corridor, Service Transportation Block Grant, STBG. The mayor and I and Mason met with Kleinfelder yesterday. And we are trying to get cost estimates on SDBG and applying for that this upcoming round in May with Lake Erie West, formerly Temacog. We're looking at repaving with stormwater improvements, sidewalk improvements, and probably lighting, illumination down the Main Street corridor from East Broadway intersection to the roundabout. We're also looking at the side thing too, potentially, we're going to get some estimates on reconstruction costs for East Water Street. This is a project, very preliminary right now, but we want to replace that in due time. It's got with the bridge down, AVM was using that quite extensively, and I think that's, every time I drive down that street, it's pretty dang bumpy. I think we need some repairs. Plus the trench paving we did, it's just not the best street.
You're talking on
East Water Street,
sorry,
yes. East Water Street, yes. Just make sure council's aware of that.
Yeah, so we talked to them yesterday about maybe beefing that road up if it needed it.
Yep.
Did you share that?
Yeah, reconstruction. Well, CDBG funding may be out there, but we're working with Kleinfelder on going after it basically and seeing what that looks like. Railroad grade quiet zone and grade separation. Aaron Mons, he spoke to us obviously earlier. Does council have any further opinions since you were able to digest what he said earlier in this presentation? I'd like to proceed with actually giving him the formal request for proposal from him, and we can talk about that, negotiate, and I think if we come to an agreement, maybe the first reading of a resolution can be done May 12th. I'm thinking we're not really in a hurry to get this done, so I'm anticipating no emergencies. Is that okay with council at this point? I have a copy. I have a copy of everything in front of you. This is a paragraph with the North Baltimore header on it. Everyone should have it in front of them. Goes into a little bit more detail, and it's technically the draft proposal, but it's pretty much done, I believe. Is any edits you want me to make? Please say so soon. CR 18 multi-use path plus Poe Road sidewalk. I got a revised estimate knocking off the sidewalk on the east side of Poe Road. Still having discussions with ODOT and Lake Erie West what that looks like with amending the potential award and all that. I just think that having that sidewalk on the east side, there's no one that really lives over there, and it's mostly agricultural, and I don't think it's very necessary. I'm trying to cut costs so we overall reduce our local match. It's kind of the goal here. But the 10-foot wide multi-use path from Briar Hill to Dollar General, staying in the 5-foot sidewalk on the west side of Poe, going all the way to the intersection of East Water Street is going to stay too. Stormwater projects, with assistance from Cindy Brooks at GLCAP, the village anticipates applying for funding this fall. Construction for both projects is expected in 2027. And also going off of this, I met with ODOT today at 10 a.m. over by the reservoirs with Brian Roberts. He's trying to give us, well, technically they still have it scheduled a full repave in 2033 of CR 18. He gave us the option today of potentially only spending the money on the material, and ODOT covers the rest type of thing situation. The mayor and I had a conversation on the phone with Mr. Peterson earlier. It'll be about a little under $30,000 of our money. We have about $46,000 in our CR 18 budget. Of course.
I'm not sure. Do you guys know what he's talking about? No, it's road improvements for State Route 18. Sorry.
You're good. But basically, maybe spot improvements all around 18 within North Baltimore's court limit. There's areas that have taken a beating and may not survive until 2033, so we want to get ahead of the ball and get it done now. They can get this repair done in spring of this year. So his thought was, their proposal was, we spend the money on material, which we have the money, and they do everything else. And I still need authorization, or at least a better understanding from Paul, which I might send you an email, Paul, that we had a meeting earlier on what the jurisdiction, what our responsibilities really are. I know the mayor is really hesitant, we both are really hesitant to create a precedence where we are putting more money than we really need to at CRD.
Well, whose responsibility is it within the jurisdiction and within the corporation? This is what I'd like to know. They're saying that it's ours, which I don't disagree with that. What I'm saying is, where's the legislation that shows that? And he's saying that it's in the Ohio Revised Code. It's within the, and I just said, well, I'll have Paul Scaff, maybe he can get us.
What is 18, a state route? Or
Yes, sir. It's a state route, yes. So my concerns are, which this guy was fantastic to talk to. So what it is that they're going to do is there's some as Josh said, they're not gonna be paving State Route 8. They was gonna do it 2029, they pushed it back to 2033. There's some areas out there that may not last till 2023, we'd like to get on top of it now. The state actually gives us, from what I understand, it's in here, it's your 2021 budget line item. They give us about $15,000 a year. Now, when I talked in the past that was about to our public works superintendent, that was to go out there and plow until they get there, if it's in the winter, right? Or to maintain a little bit around the roundabout or anything like that. So there's some money in there for this project if you guys authorize us to do that. Here's what I'm asking Mr. Scaff though is, my concern is if it's our responsibility, where does that responsibility stop? He said, the gentleman from the state, please, it was a great conversation. They want to come in and help do this project. They're saying it's our responsibility because it's in the corporation. And I'm saying, wait, it's a state route. If you're saying it's our responsibility, then why wouldn't the bridge on Rocky Ford, going over to Rocky Ford, be our responsibility, right? And there's just a lot of precedents that can be set here that I didn't know anything about in the past. So if there's any way, Mr. Scaff, that you can get us maybe an opinion and what, and I'm not looking for it tonight by no means. I'm just asking that maybe if you get some time to look into it and see, you know, not only whose responsibility it is, but to what level, right? What is the whole thing our responsibility? Even the bridge. Now I know that there's
Bridges are treated differently.
yes, sir, because of where they go to. Like wherever that road that is using the bridge leads to, it's got different rules. That's why I'm asking. They're saying that anything in the corporation limits is ours. I'm saying, oh my gosh, it would be, guys, do we pave State Route 18 properly with the traffic? I mean, you're talking
Millions.
You're talking,
Way up there.
you're talking probably $12 million, and that's just me spitball.
Yeah.
Just within our corporation, right? Just to do Rudolph Road 10 years ago when we did it, Rudolph Road from Broadway to the school was $2 million. Now that was some other stuff in there, but all I'm saying is, guys, I just want to know that the law says it is our responsibility, and then to what level, like, right? Is it maybe just to maintain it? Now, the gentleman that we talked to today, they were saying, hey, we know, right, that these small towns don't have this money, we want to help out wherever we can, and we appreciate that, right? It was actually a really, really good conversation, but we've never had to spend money on it in the past except for the roundabouts. So that's what I'm saying. Well, once we start doing that, we are setting precedents regardless. So it could be a thing where they was just gracious to us in the past and now the rules are changing, or it could be, no, maybe they got the Ohio Revised Code wrong. Right. I doubt that they got the Revised Code wrong, I'm hoping. But Paul, you'll give us some information on that, please?
Will do.
Thank you very much.
The mayor and I will be meeting with Mr. Beaverson
Yeah.
of ODOT soon to get more details. After I owe Paul an email.
Yeah.
Paul, do you foresee a resolution being needed for this? Because an agreement will probably be needed between us and ODOT for this whole agreement, this proposal of theirs.
You will need something to authorize the approval, authorize the signing of the agreement.
Okay.
And the scope of work and everything like that. But
We'll need emergency then in May.
But they already sent us over some preliminary
Yes.
numbers, right? They went out there and they did a check of the whole, and it's going to come out to. So we're going to ask you guys to authorize tonight, if we could authorize the administrator to spend up to not to exceed $30,000 for this, but contingent upon what we find out from Mr. Scaff and the conversations that we have, like, right? So what I'm asking for is, there's $51,000 in that fund, not authorize the administrator to not to exceed $30,000 for this project. And then we could go back and curtail that project to whatever we think is necessary. And Mr. Beaverson is all for that. He said, I sent you guys over, like, this will take care of it. There may be some things you guys might want to exclude that would be less expensive. All they're asking us to do is pay for the material, which is just the asphalt. They'll take care of the engineering, they'll take care of the milling, because they're not, because I said, well, if it's a pothole, you're just going to come cut it out. He said, no, we're going to mill it out. I said, well, that's better.
Yep.
Because what you usually do is you cut it out and then come in and just
It's materials.
patch it.
It's material super paved, so it's for the high traffic, the truck traffic, we just do that.
So if it is our responsibility, I don't think we're gonna get a better opportunity when we're just paying for the asphalt, right? So, the numbers that he sent over, it would be like 26,000.
26, we should go with 30.
Depending, but we
Up
don't
to
know.
30.
So if we can get authorization,
Probably say the same thing in our resolution in May too, our emergency resolution, which I have to get for the agreement anyways. But I think we should maybe get a motion now, is that?
a motion to allow you, but is that all right?
So the motion to approve authorization of $30,000. Up to, so we can maybe get this taken care of, but also have an emergency resolution in May, probably say the same thing, but also adding the whole agreement itself.
As long as nothing's done after the motion before the resolution.
That's exactly right, there won't be, we just need
Yeah.
to know, we need to know how much the council's gonna authorize him to go and talk to them
Yeah, that's
about.
fine.
That's what this
That works,
is
okay,
about.
I like that.
Nothing's gonna be spent until to the agreement.
Did he, Mr. Beaverson, did he lead on like how long he thinks this expenditure's gonna hold us over for?
At least until 2033, when they're gonna spend.
Oh, this is a one, like, they don't
Yeah.
anticipate this being like every year?
No, this, what
It's
they're
gonna be pretty major repairs on their end.
yeah, they're gonna come through and mill and pave the whole road in 2033.
Right, I'm just saying, like, we get what, 15,000 a year from the state, you said?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just worried that they're gonna come to us every year between now and 2030.
So that's my concern, is why I asked, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I talked about today. At what point do we run out of funds that they're sharing with us to take care of their highway, and then what's our responsibility? And that's why I asked
Yeah.
Mr. Scaff to
That's
do
what we want to.
the work that he would get us, so that we know to what I mean, is it, I mean, there's some unanswered questions that this is something that we've never been, I don't remember us ever being tasked with being burdened with.
This proposal came to me at 10 a.m. today,
Yeah.
so still catching up.
I got you.
Now, they did come to us with the roundabout, again, I'll remind, and said, hey, this is yours, and I'm saying, well, how? So that's, but we'll see what Mr. Scaff finds out.
Okay, going forward, lead service line replacement project, we're awaiting availability of EPA WSRLA loan funding in April, should be late April here. Fund receipt coordination with Judy Excavating will begin to finalize contract documents in early May. Completion is anticipated later this year. Yeah, it's going very well. I completed a lot of documentation today and signed. We're on our way. We're good with the EPA loan officer. Going on, combined sewer overflows modification project. Construction is anticipated to conclude in June of this year. And then Personal Policy Procedure Manual. I had a meeting last Friday with Lexipol, just going over the basic stuff, got some login information. April and I did. We've been getting their portal now. We gave them our documents that we had currently. We have a kickoff meeting on the 21st with them to go over more detail and start hitting off with these policies and going over them. But nothing will be overall approved until council has done so via resolution.
You're saying like implementation?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
We can do everything we want, but we can't. It's not going to be an actual policy until council
Approves it, yeah,
yes.
approves it.
Moving on, Mason, you want to do this one?
Oh, yeah. So recently, me and Hunker applied for a grant through the Firehouse Subs Foundation. So they did just grant us $14,000 for the purchase of 2 positive pressure ventilation fans. PPV is, I believe, what they abbreviated it as. So we are working with them to start that procurement process late in May is when they said they were going to reach out. So
Job,
that
Mason.
should be coming along.
Keep going.
Oh, right. And then we did just apply for a grant through the T-Mobile Hometown Grants Program. That was for the amount of $24,000 and $24,600. I apologize. $24,603.33. That was for the purchase of a new pavilion over at the park to replace the existing one near the sled hill. I do not know if and when we'll hear back about that. That is a fairly competitive grant, but we will continue to look into other sources such as ODNR Nature Works to potentially fund that later in the year. So.
Yep. And then going off of that, I know the mayor and I have talked briefly about this, but the existing Sled Hill Pavilion, obviously
Open shoulder.
trying to replace it, but is it okay if we demo it, like now, soon, next week?
Yes,
It's looking really shabby.
Yep.
It is.
Yes.
We need to.
Compared to all the other ones, I mean, I haven't spent a whole lot of time in the park.
Yeah, we need-
I was down there last weekend, and the shelter houses are really, with the new metal roofs and shutters and everything, are amazing, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the repair was what, 20 or 30,000 approximately from that one company? we
Yes.
talked to, and we're asking for 24,000 here. This does not include the concrete. We're still working on getting costs on that. But and like Mason said, it says here, if we don't get it from this grant, we have the ODNR Nature Works program to go after too after this. But this is the last T-Mobile hometown grant program round ever, so we want to make sure we at least try. But if we get it, and then we'll use the ODNR grant to replace the, what do you call that? The gray, dim-looking shelter house near
By the basketball courts.
By the basketball courts, yes. I really want to replace that in due time also.
Yeah, and if we don't get the grants, we need to come up with a plan to replace them. I mean, I think, Mr. Engard, you've mentioned many times, we keep taking stuff out of our regular park and not putting stuff back, so we need to, the one that Mason and Josh is working on, they proposed, it's beautiful. It would look really, really nice in there. We put it real nice. What do you guys think about possibly somehow, if we get the grant or whatever we build down there, if we put it in that same area, maybe somehow elevating?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we could build, I mean, we could pour some walls and then bring it up, right?
Yeah.
Pour concrete walls and then just stone it. You know, you can even put some compacted dirt and then bring stone up 3 or 4
Right.
to your base. You could break, you know, we could elevate it 3 feet and put some steps up to it or something really nice. Because that water, I think that would protect it from the water if it ever flooded like it did down there before.
Yeah.
That's what my thoughts were. So, and more ways off, just food for thought. That's-
It'll be more than steps, because it'll have to be ADA accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
do a ramp.
Just put it on top of the sled
Just-
wheel.
Just so it doesn't get forgot.
Sure,
That's all.
yeah, we're way away from
Right.
that, but yeah, that's good food for thought also. Make sure it's ADA accessible.
I've had thoughts about putting a small like gazebo on the top of the sled hill, just.
Oh, boy, you know.
Yeah, one of those things. Anyways, I guess need a motion to demo. Does that sound appropriate? No?
I don't think so. Just-
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, we'll take it down. Why do we need a motion to?
I think we talked last.
Yeah, we did.
We're gonna put something in there.
Yeah, well, I think-
We'll make a motion then.
Do we need an authorization for the asphalt, the 018 asphalt, up to 30,000 at all?
You moved on from that. I don't know, yeah, we would need a motion.
Let's do it. Let's go back. Let's backtrack to the Sarah 18, up to $30,000, authorization to.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the village administrator to,
Negotiate up to 30,000.
Move forward and not spend more than $30,000 on the State Route 18 repaving
Repair project.
initiative. Repair.
Perfect. Because we're not gonna spend anything until there's legislation in front of us. He just knows what he has to work with now, that's all.
Right.
There's a motion,
I'll second it.
there's a second, any other discussion? Vote when ready, please.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Thank you very much. What else you
Okay,
got?
and then JED board, kind of formality, Matt brought to my attention, we need to reappoint myself to the JED board, to represent the village, if you guys want me to represent the village, it is.
Yes. We need to- we need to
Yes,
take- yeah,
definitely
we need
motion.
to-
I make a motion that we appoint Josh Bender as our JED board
Representative.
representative.
There's a motion, who seconded? Mr. Engard, thank you. Any discussion? Vote.
4-year term ending December 31st, 2029.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's just important to note it's not yearly.
Not annual. Vote when ready, please.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre? Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard? Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Yeah, I served the remainder of Mayor Boulder's term, I believe.
Mhm.
Yes, you did.
And that is.
All right, any questions for our village administrator? Moving on. Mr. Administrator, moving on. Mr. Clerk?
Nothing, no, I don't believe. Josh mentioned all the grants I think we're kind of working towards right now for economic development. Yeah, I believe that is about it.
Thank you, Mason. Mason has been working on the tree replacements. Very good, Mason. I think we've got a total of 22 or
22.
that needs to go,
yes.
that we need to replant down in the park and at the Memorial Grove. And then 4 that's gonna go back to where the residents want them planted on there. And he's gonna work diligently on getting the residents taken care of, and I believe, and then he's gonna talk to North Point and see if fall is the best time to plant, which I believe that it is, and then we'll go forward and get those planted then. But we will be talking to you guys about that later on, but I just wanna let you know he's gonna move forward with, and there's money in the tree assessment to make that happen for the homeowners. All right, thank you, Mason. Moving on to appointed legal counsel, Mr. Scaff.
I have nothing, thank you, Mayor.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any questions for Mr. Scaff? Moving on to Mayor, I have nothing. Is there any questions for me, other than what I've shared? All right, moving on, standing committees, Ms. Hefner's not here. Moving on, is there anything that we need to go over about economic and community development? Any questions, any comments? Moving on, public safety, Mr. Engard.
I have nothing.
Thank you, Mr. Engard. Any questions for Mr. Engard? Moving on, personnel policy and ordinance review, Mr. Bozak. Anything?
No.
Is there any questions for Mr. Bozak? Moving on, Public Works, Ms. Beaupre? Nothing at this point, other than what we've already covered. Any questions for Ms. Beaupre? All right, moving on, Public Utilities, Mr. Swett?
Nothing.
Nothing at this time. Any questions for Mr. Swett? Thank you very much. Moving on, Finance and Technology, Mr. Richmond?
I have nothing.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Richmond? All right, moving on. I believe that you are asking for an executive session
Yes,
tonight?
it's because it's
A brief one? Okay. A
And
brief,
Marshall.
brief one, yeah, should be 2 quick issues, I hope. So we'll go into that after we read our legislation. Moving
No,
on.
because cybersecurity is one, this is the 3rd reading, so that's why I have it before. So I want people to be able to discuss it without
All right,
way to go.
all right.
That's why.
Okay, can I entertain a motion to go under, into executive session under Ohio Revised Code 121-22 G3 and to discuss security and 120 ORC 121-22 G6. What's the G6 for? That's economic development, isn't it? G6.
So G3 is imminent court action, G6 is the emergency response protocols and security.
Okay. Okay, with potential action to follow.
Second.
There's a second. Vote when ready, please, to go into executive session.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Does anybody need to take a break before we go in?
on.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to new legislation, resolution number 09-2026, a resolution authorizing participation in the ODOT road salt contracts awarded in 2026 and declaring an emergency. There's a short window for this. I think there was an explanation. Okay, you guys are aware? This thing, it's been a funny thing every year that they do it, just so you know.
I'll make the motion to waive the second and third readings.
There's a motion to suspend the second and third reading. Is there a second on that? We have a motion and a second.
Alrighty.
Vote when ready, please.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Can I,
I'd like to make a motion to adopt as emergency.
there's a motion to adopt as an emergency. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bozak seconded. Any other discussion? Vote when ready, please.
Okay. Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on, ordinance number 2026-10, an ordinance approving supplemental appropriations and modification for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026, and declaring an emergency.
I'd like to make a motion to waive the second and third reading.
Motion on the floor to suspend the second and third reading. Is there a second?
Second.
Take your pick. Vote when ready, please.
Alrighty, who's next? Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Entertain a motion to adopt as an emergency.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt as emergency.
Second.
Any other discussion? Vote when ready, please.
Alrighty, Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on, second readings, resolution number 08-2026, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Wood County Emergency Management Agency for emergency management services and authorizing payment. Moving on, ordinance number 2026-09, an ordinance amending section 901-13 and enacting section 9-01-15 of the codified ordinances of the Village of North Baltimore, Ohio, establishing sidewalk construction standards. Moving on to third readings, resolution number 05-2026, a resolution authorizing the disposition and transfer of obsolete village personnel property not needed for public use to the North Baltimore Public Local School District pursuant to ORC 721-15.
Move to adopt.
There's a motion to adopt.
Second.
Can I get a second?
Alright.
Any discussion? Vote when ready, please.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on, resolution number 07-2026, a resolution adopting a cybersecurity program for the Village of North Baltimore, Ohio, in compliance with ORC 9-64.
Move to adopt.
Motion to adopt. There's a second. Any discussion on the cybersecurity program? Vote when ready, please.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak? Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Moving on, ordinance number 2026-05, an ordinance granting a franchise to the Ohio franchise, should I say franchise agreement?
Granting a franchise to the Ohio Power Company.
I think I used their wording.
All right, an ordinance granting a franchise to Ohio Power Company and successors and assigns to construct, maintain, and operate electric transmission and distribution facilities within the streets and public places of the Village of North Baltimore, Ohio. Motion to adopt, please.
Move to adopt.
Motion to. Second.
Motion on the floor, second. Is there any discussion? Vote when ready, please.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Thank you. Moving on to ordinance number 2026-07, ordinance approving the 2026 North Baltimore School Travel Plan, authorizing and ratifying the submission of a Safe Routes to School grant application to the Ohio Department of Transportation, authorizing execution of necessary agreements.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt.
Thank you. There's a motion on the floor to adopt. Is there any second?
Second.
Any discussion? Vote when ready. Mason, please.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on, ordinance number 2026-08, ordinance vacating a portion of an unimproved alley right-of-way located west of 105 North 3rd Street in the Village of North Baltimore, Wood County, Ohio, and combining the vacated area with parcel F-23. -310-3501030050000 owned by Susan L. Seiler.
Make the motion.
There's a motion to adopt. There's a by Mr. Swett, second by Mr. Richmond. Any discussion on this?
And we've checked, like, we have checked with that other property owner if they're not interested.
I've sent them a letter to come today. She's got a signature,
Okay.
Mr. Rachel Delgado. We're good.
Okay.
Thank you. Your question. Vote when ready, please.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Is there any other new business? Any other old business? Payment of the bills, please.
I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $326,962.51.
Thank you. There's a second. Thank you. Vote when ready, please.
Alrighty. Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Thank you very much. Entertained motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Go ahead, Tom.
Vote when ready, please.
Alrighty, Mr. Richmond? Oh, we just did you. Mr. Engard?
Yes.
Mr. Bozak?
Yes.
Mr. Swett?
Yes.
Ms. Beaupre?
Yes.
Mr. Richmond?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Have a good night. What do you need me to sign?